long career, I've been talking about this since March, the concerns that we have about a global food crisis. And Ambassador Power, you have articulated a number of activities that are underway that you're pursuing to try to address the crisis as it exists. It seems to me that we should be doing everything in our power to address this global food crisis. When I talk with farmers in my home state of Tennessee, they're very clear about what's happening to them there. And I think about American agribusiness. It's a great industry. We can be a great exporter and relieve a lot of the pain that's being felt around the world. But what's happening here at home? Diesel prices are through the roof. Farmers are having a very tough time making ends meet economically. Fertilizer prices we've talked about are through the roof. Energy is a major input into fertilizer manufacturing. My view and my question to you is, shouldn't we be doing everything that we can, including getting back into the oil and gas business and stopping the war on American energy so that we can bring those prices down, we can make the economics work better here in America to solve the world's crises?
Thank you, Senator. And let me just say that especially given our last exchange at a prior hearing on fertilizer, just seeing firsthand the good that our farmer-to-farmer program has done and all the training that we have provided, that the fertilizer and other sort of seed inputs that the United States has provided, drawing on research in states represented by many of you. I mean, this is mission critical on the ground, and we will not be able to feed the world's people unless we can get fertilizer into people's hands. I'm going to get to your question, but just being in Zambia.
I agree with you fully, but it seems to me that we should be doing everything in our power right now, given the size of the crisis that's been articulated.
Yeah, well, I think
what
you're
doing everything
seeing,
we can to bring prices down, and the war on the oil and gas industry is taking prices the exact wrong direction. And I'm interested to hear you.
I understand.
Do you believe that we should get back into the oil and gas business, bring these costs down, and make farmers more productive here?
What I believe is that we are seeing, not only what I believe, what I see is that a number of countries that have large fertilizer production capacity are trying to expand that capacity. It is challenging because of the energy prices, but more supply is going to mean lower prices. We're already seeing that in the wheat space as prices have come down just a little bit over the last few weeks. So, but you are seeing countries where we have missions and that had been making transition to renewables, having to pause some of the work that they were doing. For example, I met yesterday with the Moldovan Prime Minister. I think we'll see some of you. And they have a big reforestation agenda, but because Putin has turned off the gas, they are needing now to cut down much more timber than they had intended to this year. So you are certainly seeing trade-offs around the world being experienced.
I think you've chosen a good term, trade-offs. And the trade-offs that are happening here in America are basically putting Putin in power, giving him a lot more leverage because he's now the source of oil and gas. When we were a net energy exporter just 2 years ago, and I see the war on oil and gas making us weaker as a nation, making us less capable of supporting our allies. And I would again implore every one of the policymakers in this administration to look at this and the trade-offs that we're making and take seriously into account that the transition that has been forced upon America is costing us in many, many ways, whether it be the food crisis that we could be alleviating, whether it be our national security, whether it be emboldening and empowering and funding Putin. All of these concerns are very real. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.